Jean?
Yep. Good. Thank you.
All right. Thumbs up for Joanna in the back there. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the work session for September 5th, 2023 at 6 o'clock. I call this meeting to order. May I have roll call, please?
Mayor Orndorff?
Here.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Here.
Vice Mayor Sui?
Here.
Commissioner Watson?
Here.
Commissioner Romanek?
Here.
Stand to salute with flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act of 1975. Was advertised, posted, and made available to the public as required by statute. The municipal clerk is directed to include a statement of the minutes of this meeting. Madam Clerk, are there any changes to this agenda?
No, Mayor.
Thank you. Public comment on agenda items only. If anybody would like to address the commission on agenda items only, please come to the podium, state your name, those concerns, and please limit those to 5 minutes. Seeing nobody, we will close the public comment on agenda items only. Go to discussion of commissioners, please. Commissioner Romanek.
Mayor, at this time, I do not have anything. Thank you.
You're welcome. Commissioner Hewitt.
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Commissioner Watson.
Resolution item number 6 in a regular session agenda. It was for the bailers for the Streets and Roads Department. Just to let everybody know, it's kind of just, Chris French, our recycling coordinator, did a good job putting this together. It's given the residents an opportunity for disposal of plastics and cardboard. What's collected goes towards a tonnage report for the end of the year. Also, it's good for small businesses to bring their recycling to our department. Thanks to Water and Sewer for their help on this. Appreciate it. And once installed, we'll catch everybody up on what you can bring and hours and all that kind of stuff. Update the pamphlet website. So
Cool.
that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 7 was off, right?
Correct.
I still have, this is my noted one. Okay, perfect. All right. Vice Mayor?
Yeah, first we have a presentation by Mr. Goya concerning our sludge disposal options.
Yes, I'm the superintendent down at the wastewater treatment plant, and I'm here to talk about different options we had for sludge. This was something that just came up this year because we had an opportunity with the new company coming to Cumberland County. It's Synagro, and they're going to be doing composting, so we had to kind of figure out what's going to be the cheapest way to dispose of our sludge. According to our NJDEP permit, we have to dispose of our sludge, and it has to be neutralized and everything, so we can't just like keep it on site or dump it in the woods or anything. So what it is ACUA, the contract is done at the end of this year, and right now we're paying about $73,000 for hauling fees on top of our sludge disposal, and Synagro is going to be accepting all of our sludge, and there's no downtime. Right now ACUA is down like 2-3 times a year during breakdown and maintenance and things. Synagro won't be down at all, and if they are down, we just drop our sludge off and they'll haul it to wherever one of their other facilities they have. And and I got prices for the different hauling. Like American Disposal, they wanted like $700 I think per load, and C&H is going to haul it for $200 from our facility to Synagro. And our plan is to buy a truck in the future, and then we're going to haul it ourselves, and then we'll save all that extra money with the hauling fees, and it'll pay for itself in like 6 years for the truck. But and then we looked into leasing the truck, but it is like $4,600 a month, and it's 9 cents a mile, which is almost $55,000 a year for hauling fees if we go that route. So right now C&H would be the cheapest at $200 a load, and we do like 4 to 5 loads a week. And then we looked at can options. These are different cans. You have poly cans, which the sludge slides out of easier when you dump it off at the composting facility. And then, so we'll have to get 2 cans because CNH don't have their own sludge cans. So we'll have to buy 2 cans by January. But and then if you look down farther, ACUA, they charge they go by solids. If it's 18 to 20%, it's about $2,200 a can. If it's over 20% to 24%, it's $1,900 a can. And if you go down further, right now we go to ACUA, and it depends how wet it is how much we pay. But we go to Burlington like 3 or 4 times a year when ACUA is down, and their average is about $2,000 a can. When Synagro, it's going to be about $1,465 a can average. It goes by weight, to dryness, and they just charge us $77 a ton. And like I said, the hauling fee, everything's included. It's going to be $1,465 a can compared to like over $2,000 what we're paying now. And we average about 200 to 215 loads a year. And if you look on the right, that is what we spent in the calendar year from 2022 to 2023 total. It was $447,418 So and if we start Synagro in January, we're gonna cut that cost almost 31%, and it's gonna be $309,138.
So that'll pretty much pay for the truck rather quickly, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And when you say sludge and you say liquids and solids, sludge is both liquid and solid. You have the solids in it.
We
with the
discharge
liquids. And we press that out, and hence the.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
liquid, and then it gets pressed out, and then we dispose of it in solids.
So the reason this is on here is because probably next meeting.
Next meeting.
You'll see a contract, so that way all your questions could be answered if you have them now.
The
while
contract's
Sal was
with,
here.
gonna be with CNH, because that's going to be the cheapest, you're saying?
For the
that's-
hauling.
For the
Right,
hauling.
okay,
And then sludge disposal will be Synagro.
okay.
And like if you look on the map, there's only a handful of places that will actually accept the sludge in New Jersey. I've called all around when we had a problem. In the past, we used to go to Cape May as a backup, and they had a fire and they had to shut down. So when I was looking around, the only place I could find below Trenton was Burlington. So, like it's all North Jersey, and then you're gonna pay a fortune for the hauling fees. So this is gonna be a great opportunity. We can just worry about Synagro and then use ACUA as a backup if something were to happen, but Synagro already assured us that there's not gonna be a problem with that. They'll haul it somewhere else. We just have to drop it off.
Any questions? Well, I know you put a lot of time in this, so thank you, Sal.
Not a problem.
And the second thing I want to discuss is we need a contract negotiations committee. So you guys consider the following. The contracts expire with 3 of our units at the end of the year, and negotiations should begin soon. So in order to facilitate these negotiations, we need a contract negotiations team or a committee. On that committee should be a commissioner. The commissioner's there in order to represent the residents and taxpayers of our city, usually with the administrator, human resources manager, chief financial officer, and the city's labor attorney. Now, the reason you need a commissioner there especially is because basically most of the time, the administrator's contracts are based on what the other units get. So the reason the commissioner needs to be there is to keep an eye on that, and as I said, to represent the taxpayers and the residents. Now, at the last regular commission meeting, I had a resolution to put on to give all city employees a 2% pay raise outside of their contracts. I repeat, outside of their contracts. 2 unions, the police union and the firemen's union, didn't appear to take this very fondly. So, and as well, after the resolution was made, a vote was taken, and it was 4-1 in favor of tabling that resolution. So I suggest that we appoint a commissioner to serve on the committee. Because of my aforementioned resolution seemed to invoke the ire of 2 of the unions we have to negotiate with, and because the 4-1 vote indicates a substantial philosophical difference between myself and you 4, and I deeply respect your differences, and that's all well and good, I want you to consider something else. Sitting me in the room with the aforementioned unions would most likely result in an immediate adversarial relationship, which is not good. It benefits neither side. Benefits neither the unions, nor does it benefit the commission or the taxpayers. And because there's such a philosophical difference between myself and my fellow commissioners, it would be detrimental for me to sit on that committee. As how would that work? So I would negotiate something, we have a philosophical difference. You guys already kind of showed that that philosophical difference exists. So one of you guys should sit on a commission, on the negotiation committees. You guys have spent, a year and 8 months here, Mr. Watson about 8 months, spent countless hours inside this building, and one of you needs to take up the leadership position for these contract negotiations. So I hope one of you is willing to step up now, and I hope one of you, would volunteer now to get on that committee so that negotiations can start, because I'm not going to do it.
Unfortunately, I can't because I have to abstain because of my brother, correct?
Yes.
You could do the other two. The fire and council 18. If one of these guys was willing to take up the police negotiations. It's up to you guys.
I don't know if I can do public, I don't know if that's right, public safety wise, because technically couldn't Brian transfer to any other public safety
Well, my
department?
son could get hired tomorrow.
yeah,
That's kind of.
I'm just
I
asking the
would
question.
think- I
I'm
think
just-
you could do fire, EMS, administrators, you could do the other council 18. I just think you can't do the police.
Okay.
And EMS isn't up this year.
Right, it's not up this year. I just was mentioning that.
So that's all I have now. You guys need to work that out so you can get started, because the longer you wait, the longer it's going to go.
I don't have a problem sitting in on it. It's up to you guys.
Go ahead, you first.
Sounds good.
And I'll split it with you or whatever you need to do.
Yeah, obviously, if you can't make a day, I can move my schedule around.
Sounds good.
Okay? That's all I have.
Progress.
Okay. At this time, I don't have anything for this meeting. Any new business that's not here that I'm aware of?
Yeah. Can I?
Oh, yeah,
Go ahead,
sure.
Mark.
There are two items. One is, do the easy one first. We've been contacted by a realtor from Berkshire Hathaway regarding a property that she's handling at 402 North 4th Street that's privately owned. And this was subject to an affordable housing deed restriction that dates back to, I think, 1998. And in that restriction, there's a provision that provides that in the event that the owner wishes to sell the property, then the city, as the municipality, would have an option to buy the unit, quote, at the minimum restricted sales price is calculated by the index or not. So I think what the owner is looking for would be a resolution from us that we're not interested in acquiring the property. So that seems pretty routine. If you wanted to entertain that, we could do so at tonight's meeting or at the meeting on the following regular meeting 2 weeks from now.
Just so everybody knows up here, I took a ride by that property on the way here. I'll pass my phone down. This is a half a double. 402 being the side view that you're going to see here. 404 is the other half. This house, you can see, is pretty well taken care of. I don't think it would actually be a bad,
Thank you.
a hard sell, but not for us to buy. It's not,
So why would, I don't think we
I don't
want
think
it.
we want it, no.
The only
No.
reason I think we would want it would be if it was dilapidated
Yeah,
and it was
no,
a problem and,
Nowhere
you
near
know.
that.
I got it up on Google.
And as I read this, there are other conditions the owner would have to satisfy with the state that we have no control over. The only thing they're asking from us is a resolution from us that we're not interested in exercising an option
Yeah.
to buy it.
I think we put that on next
Like you
week.
said, 444.
You want it on the next meeting, or do you
Yeah,
want
that
it?
way people have a chance to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. And then the final item is that Richard Tanetta, who's the attorney for the city of Vineland, at the end of last week forwarded to me and the administrator a proposed shared services agreement that would have a duration of 30 days that would allocate costs between the city of Millville and the city of Vineland during that 30-day period, which of course is mandated by Judge Telsey's order. I think the administrator and I would like to speak to you in closed session. So if someone would consider moving to go into closed session, we could talk about it, and then the administrator and I would then try to have a meeting with Mr. Tanetta later this week. I know there's not much notice, but we don't have much notice. We received this at the end of last week, and there's been a lot of colloquy between Mr. Tanetta, me, and and Judge Telsey's office about this, and I think it's something we need to get on top of.
Make a motion.
Second.
Go into closed session.
A motion and a second to go into closed session to discuss the,
Proposed shared services agreement with the
With
city of Vineland to utilize on a temporary basis the Vineland Municipal Court for a 30-day period.
Is this under attorney-client?
It would be contract negotiations and attorney-client.
roll call.
Okay, so the motion was by Commissioner Hewitt and the second was by Vice Mayor, or who was that?
It was-
I missed it. Okay, thank you.
Watson.
I didn't get that, thank you. Okay, so Commissioner Hewitt,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Sui.
Yes.
Commissioner Watson.
Yes.
Commissioner Romanek.
Yes.
Mayor Orndorff.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
We skipped the public comments.
Okay, so we need to do a public comment, that's right.
So, we already closed the work session, the private, closed session. Do apologize, we did skip over the public comment for the work session, so we'll touch that before we close the work session. So if there's anybody who would like to address the commission and a public comment, please come to the podium, state your name, and address those limit those comments to 5 minutes, please. Seeing nobody, we'll close the public comment for the work session for this evening and go to closing comments of commissioners. Commissioner Romanek?
Nothing at this time, Mayor. Thank you.
Commissioner Watson?
Nothing at this time, thank you.
Vice Mayor?
Nothing this time.
Commissioner Hewitt?
Nothing at the time.
Okay, just need a motion to adjourn the work session, please.
Make motion?
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. See everybody at 7.